Los Angeles, January 15th, 1947. A pale sun rises over the city of angels. The streets are quiet, still waking from the night before. On the corner of Norton Avenue and 39th Street, a young mother walks with her child. She spots something white in the field, perfectly still. From a distance, it looks like a store mannequin, dumped and forgotten. But as she steps closer, she freezes. It isn't a mannequin. It's the body of a young woman, cut cleanly in half, drained of blood, posed deliberately as if someone wanted her to be found. The woman's name would soon be on every newspaper in America. Elizabeth Short. The world would come to know her by another name, the Black Dahlia. And her murder would become one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in U.S. history. They say Hollywood is a place where dreams come true, but for some, it's where nightmares are born. Elizabeth Short came to Los Angeles chasing stardom, lights, fame, a name in the credits. Instead, she became the face of one of the darkest legends the city has ever known. It's been nearly 8 decades. No one has ever been charged, no one convicted, no closure for a crime that shocked an entire nation. The police reports are dusty, the witnesses long gone, but the questions still whisper through every shadow of Los Angeles. Who killed the Black Dahlia? And why did they want her death to look like art? Elizabeth was born in 1924 in Boston, Massachusetts. Her father abandoned the family when she was 6, faking his own death. She grew up moving from place to place with her mother and sisters, often struggling, but always dreaming big. In her early 20s, she was drawn to California, the land of opportunity, of fame, of movie stars. Friends described her as quiet but captivating, always dressed in black, always with a touch of mystery. She wanted to be an actress, to have her name on the big screen. But Hollywood wasn't kind to girls like Elizabeth. No money, no connections, just a dream, and a city that feeds on dreams. By late 1946, she was known around Hollywood cafes and bars, always smiling, always hopeful. No one could have guessed that within weeks her name would be written in blood across every headline in America. January 15th, 1947. At 10 a.m., a housewife named Betty Bersinger discovered what she thought was a mannequin. What she actually found was a carefully staged corpse. Elizabeth's body had been cut in half at the waist with surgical precision. Her face slashed from ear to ear into a grotesque forced smile. Her skin was pale, her body scrubbed clean. There was no blood at the scene, no struggle, no footprints. Whoever did this had killed her elsewhere and brought her here like a macabre exhibit. The positioning of the body, the calmness of the cuts. It wasn't random violence, it was control. It was ritual. It was personal. The Los Angeles Police Department launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Hundreds of officers combed through leads. More than 150 suspects were questioned. Doctors, soldiers, ex-boyfriends, even Hollywood executives. Every clue led to another dead end. Then came the letters. A series of cryptic messages cut and pasted from magazines, mailed to newspapers and police. One of them included Elizabeth's personal belongings, her birth certificate, photos, and address book. Signed simply, the Black Dahlia Avenger. Police handwriting experts examined them, but the trail went cold again. Whoever wrote those letters knew details the press didn't. They wanted to be seen and feared. It was as if the killer was playing with the city, turning tragedy into theater. Meanwhile, newspapers went wild. Reporters hounded detectives, stalked witnesses, even called Elizabeth's family pretending to have information. The case became a circus, and the real clues were drowned in headlines. Over the years, theories multiplied. Some said Elizabeth was killed by a jealous lover. Others claimed she was targeted by someone from the movie industry. But one theory stood out, and it came from inside the killer's own family. In 2003, retired LAPD detective Steve Hodel published a book claiming that his father, Dr. George Hodel, was the murderer. Dr. Hodel was a respected physician in Los Angeles in the 1940s, brilliant, charismatic, but deeply disturbed. He had medical training, access to surgical equipment, and a history of abuse. Steve found hidden photos of a woman resembling Elizabeth in his father's belongings. He uncovered police files showing that in 1950, George Hodel's home had been secretly bugged by the LAPD, and on one recording, his father's voice said, "Supposin' I did kill the Black Dahlia, they couldn't prove it now." Years later, forensic dogs brought into the same house reacted to traces of human blood in the basement, but time had erased the evidence. There was no way to prove it, only haunting possibilities. Other suspects emerged, mobsters, soldiers, even corrupt cops. But nothing stuck. Each theory left us with the same void, a story without an ending. The Black Dahlia case became more than a murder. It became a mirror reflecting the darkness of Hollywood itself. A young woman chasing fame in a city built on illusions. A press corps feeding on tragedy. A police force overwhelmed by the spotlight. Movies like The Black Dahlia, 2006, books, documentaries, all tried to make sense of it, but none could bring her justice. Elizabeth Short's face became an icon of mystery and victimhood, her smile both beautiful and horrifying. Even now, people claim to see her ghost wandering downtown LA, searching for the fame that death finally gave her. Why was Elizabeth chosen? Was it personal or symbolic? A statement, a warning, an obsession? Some researchers believe her killer was responsible for other murders, part of a serial pattern hidden beneath Los Angeles' golden age. Others think the crime was staged as an imitation of surrealist art inspired by the painter Man Ray, a friend of George Hodel. Every clue seems to lead somewhere, until it doesn't. Every theory sounds plausible until it falls apart. And so, the legend grows. Nearly 80 years later, people still study the photographs, the autopsy, the crime scene, trying to see what detectives missed. But maybe the truth was never meant to be found. Maybe the Black Dahlia's killer didn't just want to destroy a life, maybe they wanted to create a myth. Some murders fade with time, but the Black Dahlia case only grows more alive with every passing decade. It lives in books, in movies, in whispers among true crime circles. Elizabeth Short never became a Hollywood star, but she became something even more eternal, a story no one can forget. So who killed the Black Dahlia? A jealous lover? A deranged surgeon? A ghost of Hollywood itself? We may never know, but one thing is certain. The shadow she left will never fade. This was the story of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, a woman who came to Hollywood seeking fame and found immortality in death.